Heyo, so today I am taking on the coffee spill challenge, and the first time I've ever seen this was actually from an Instagram user by the name MerMay Sketches. I will have the name on screen. And the point of the challenge is you sketch something, you sketch it out completely, and then you pour coffee, or in my instance tea, onto the sketch, and then you only color, ink, and all the stuff that's inside the coffee, while the outside, quote-unquote, stays sketchy. Now, for me, I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. It's always too bitter. So I went with some good old-fashioned black tea for my staining instead. Also, it's just because it's the superior drink, you know? But for this, it's still MerMay, but for some reason, the only thing I had in my mind was nu metal, specifically Limp Bizkit. And if you know the nu metal pose, you've seen it. You've seen Avril Lavigne do it. You've seen Serge from System of a Down do it. And you've definitely seen Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit doing it. The hands, the nu metal pose. So I wanted to do that kind of pose with my Mersona Echo, just because I thought it was amazing. I freaking love the nu metal pose. It's hilarious. And I did specifically use the Fred Durst as my inspiration and pose reference for this. It was mostly just for the hands because, it's all legs in like the nu metal pose, and it's MerMay still. There's no legs in MerMay. So I got the whole thing sketched out, and I really like the way the pose came out because I've never done this is kind of like a top down, I guess. The perspective is all new to me, but I absolutely love the way it came out, so I'm just rolling with the vibes. And then I went on to my spill. I washed out my paint cup, and to let the tea infuse, I put it into a water bottle, and I just used 2 bags of Lipton, put it in some water, and I actually let it infuse overnight so it got really, really dark. And then when the morning came, you see me put down the towel towards the end of the sketch, just because I wasn't going to spill tea all over my desk. So I put my freaking shower towel that needed a wash anyway onto my desk, put my tape on my drawing, pour the tea, and I think I poured it a little too hard, or there was too much in the cup because it went a lot more across the page. That was English than I wanted, because I did want some parts of Echo to be unpainted, but it just didn't work out that way. But it's fine, it was a first attempt, and hey, it worked out for what it was supposed to be. I did technically cheat a little bit because I wasn't going to do the background as anything fancy, because the nu metal pose is usually just a plain white or gray background. But then I saw this design for doodles and stuff, and it was this hatching thing where you connect all of the spots with these pointed stars. So after the tea had dried, which had taken a whole 24 hours, there was a lot of tea spilled. Oopsies. I went through the sketch and I put in those hatching marks just in random places, filled it in, and then I technically cheated a little bit, but it's fine. But then when I did my outlines, and then I went to erase, and the graphite that was under the tea doesn't erase. Breaking news. It sealed it in. And I was going to do this in watercolor paint because I'm thinking I don't want to use gouache anymore. I'm so tired of the gouache. But once the pencil lines didn't erase from under the tea, I was I need to use my gouache. So I found this gouache that I actually have never opened before, and I swear on most things that I own, I got this gouache at Five Below. But I guess I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't. Because the other paints I'm using in this are those chameleon paints I showed in the beginning. I'm using those, and they're from Five Below. But these are Talens Art Creation Holland Tempera gouache paints, and I have no idea where I got them, because like I said, I'm pretty sure I got these at Five Below, but when I did a reverse Google search on them, they're sold at Jerry's Artorama. So I maybe got them from Jerry's Artorama a long time ago, but I don't remember. They were literally in my drawer of art supplies I need to make videos on, so I just pulled them out and tried them, and they were very, very nice. They weren't dried out at all. The colors were rich, and I literally only used 4 colors, 5 technically. I started off with just your basic. I'm actually just going to read the color names. I used light blue cyan, which I'm assuming is hue, deep rose, lemon yellow, white, and then black. Oh, and then I used burnt umber, just a little bit of burnt umber, not too much. But I did end up mixing my own skin tone, and I'm not very good at mixing my own skin tones, without a peachy base to start. But for making it from scratch, I'm pretty damn proud of myself. Mixing the colors was super fun, back to basics, and I kind of forget how vibrant cyan, magenta, and yellow are. They're just so bright, they're beautiful, and they make really nice colors. I mean, yeah, I did use white, some brown, and black, but hey, they look cute, and I love the way they look, and I like how everything is, unified with the color of the tea that's underneath. Like, it's kind of got like this goldeny yellow color to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I kind of forgot that part of the challenge, at least I saw in Melly Sketch's work, was that she had left the background, quote unquote, of the tea color. Meanwhile, I filled mine in with a bunch of like teals and blues, but there are some spots you can see that teaish yellowy color poking through, like by the photo right hand and towards the bottom. Like the one drip on the bottom, when I was moving it to clear off my desk for something, there was a little puddle of it and it just kind of dripped down, but it looked kind of cool, and I kind of wish I did that from the start. Like dripped it a little bit more sporadically, but it's whatever. It came out cute. All the colors unified. They were absolutely beautiful. I love that you can see some of the splotches in the background because I watered down the gouache a lot. And there was one point as I was filling in it was supposed to be like a dark purple, but it came out black, like the hatching marks, that my hand had touched some wet paint. And I didn't notice because I was doing this super early in the morning. And then I moved to paint. When I lifted my hand, it was on the sketch part of the tail. And I'm like, shoot, there goes that part of the challenge. So I ended up just waiting for me to finish up that section. Put it with some water, dabbed it off, got that color off. So you can't really tell, but I know it's there and it's going to make me mad. But it's whatever. And then I moved on to the chameleon watercolor set. Like I said, I got this at Five Below. It was $3, I think, not even. And what I should have done for this was put down a base color underneath where I was going to put the metallics, because if you're looking at this straight on, you can see like, wow, it's purple, it's shiny. But then if you look at it head on, like you're going to see in the skin, yeah, no, you can see the tea color poking through, which, I mean, I guess it kind of looks cool. It looks better when it's shiny. Like that's the way I want it to look. I'm holding it at an angle right now. It just looks so good that way. Then I put it back to normal and I'm like, ooh. But that's what happens with metallic watercolors. They just, they're semi-transparent. They only really show the color. But these, for like $3, these ones are so nice. It comes with 12 paints. They were creamy, easy to mix. They were so beautiful watching them being put down. Ugh, they were gorgeous and I love them. And then at the end, I just went over the line art with some gouache, or not gouache. I went over the line art again because the gouache covered some of it. And I was trying to do this line art kind of quickly because, like I said, I did this super early in the morning. My cat woke me up at 7 in the morning after the line art was done. So I just decided to paint it. It took me... So I started this at like 7:30 in the morning. And then I finished it right before I went to work, 10:15. So about 2 some odd hours. Because to be fair, most of it was a wash and or metallic. But hey, I like the way it came out. And this is a wrap on MerMay. And I think it looks so freaking good on this one angle. I might have to take a picture of it on this one angle to use for the final photo because it does not look good the other way. But hey, I like it. It's shiny. I think it came out super cute and I love the pose. I'm super proud of it. And that's a wrap for MerMay. And now we move on to Pride. I say as I'm doing like no Pride this year because it's mostly filler videos because I'm going on vacation. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, except for the fact that when I was writing this bullet point for this voiceover, like 4 of my pens were dying and I had such a good morning and I was like, if all of my pens are dead, I'm gonna be pissed. This is where my day's gonna go because I'm recording this on Sunday the 25th, the day before Memorial Day, and I work retail, so that was already setting the mood for the day, but it's fine. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my rambles. The link to my Instagram to check out the rest of my MerMay stuff and to see my future posts and stuff, but my shop update, which is June 12th, is down below, and also link to my Etsy to get stuff from said shop update on June 12th, also down below. Like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.